Yo, what's up? What's up, everyone? Good to see everyone again too in these YouTube streets. Feel free to let me know if you guys could hear me okay. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all you people who, I say everyone who's popping in right now and watching the replay. And as you can see, I am totally tongue tied today too. So when it comes to you know, just get my words, mixed up right now. Just like, it's like I'm speaking in tongues or something like I'm the Undertaker in the 90s. But without further ado, thank you guys for being here too, and welcome to anyone who is new, and for those who are just local, viewers and watchers and subscribers to this channel also. And thank you guys for being here too. I appreciate everyone's patience and for anyone who is listening also for being here too. So if without further ado, just to introduce myself again too. So my name is Jay. Some of you guys know me as Herc213 on YouTube, as of course on this channel too. But for those who are following me on social media, like Twitter, I'm known as Herc213, and Instagram is Herc420. So when it comes to those social media platforms, also, and especially for those who are new to my channel, also, I'm just a creative content creator that loves to educate people when it comes to just self care and wellness, and just really when it comes to entertaining you guys with a lot of content. So if you guys are open, I say are passionate, or wait, when it comes to the right word of it too. So if anyone is interested and just passionate when it comes to self care and wellness and creativity, relationships too, and all other kind of topics also relating to like current events and pop culture, when it comes to movies, when it comes to video games, when it comes to music, when it comes to just with wellness too. If you guys love yoga, to cooking, to exercising, and so on and so forth, and with spiritual topics like with tarot cards and with all kind of stuff too. So thank you guys for being here too, and especially for those who are just listening, and for those who are watching this live and watching the replay too. If you're just out and about just listening in your earphones, on your desktop computer, on your laptop, on your smartphone too. So thank you guys for being here too, for just really taking the time throughout your day to just being here. I know you guys are probably busy out there and just taking care of stuff and all kind of stuff too. But it's really cool that if just people take the time throughout their day, just really being here too. So if you like to, listen, to have open discussions about certain things when it comes to just with spirituality and self care and gaming and wellness and so on and so forth, and especially when it comes to this live stream too. So having like these one on one honest conversations with, with myself, but also with other people, have open discussions about certain topics. It could be from just with, spirituality, with current events, it could be with gaming, it could be with wellness. You never know where this, when these kind of live streams go to. So if that suits anyone too, for those, especially for those who are listening as well, feel free to stay tuned, get comfortable, as your leisure too. And thank you guys for being here too. And I know there's a lot of crazy stuff happening out there too. So big shout out to all the people who are popping in and saying hello. And just like with everything too, just like, for anyone who is just, popping in and saying hello, I really do appreciate you guys too, which is, I love it. So when it comes to just me saying that personally, I always love to connect with you guys, talk about certain things, just really sharing some, feelings and thoughts with each other. We can help each other out as a community, and we can just really, just really be there for each other too. And just really, help us grow in our own way too. So, um, hopefully everyone had a good weekend too. So when it comes to that Super Bowl weekend, hopefully if any kind of any Eagles fans or Kansas City fans out there too. Big shout out to both of you guys as well. You guys played both of your guys' teams. If you guys are a fan of Kansas City or if you guys are a big fan of Philadelphia. You guys played a really good game last night too. The game was cool. The Lifetime show was cool too. And there's a lot of crazy shit happening right now too when it comes to um, this what's going on out there. Just like I don't want to put myself on the radar, but there's a lot of crazy stuff out there in the sky too, with balloons, and then when it comes to UFOs. I mean, I don't want to get too sci-fi-ish, but if you guys want to go there too, especially for those who love sci-fi and who love to talk about those kind of topics as well. I mean, feel free to get comfortable, and just really, when it comes to what's going on in our society right now too, it's a lot of, you know, interesting. I say interesting in the metaphorically speaking, just when it comes to just, something that gets our attention, kind of interesting. So it's kind of like, when it comes to that, I mean, it's just find it really interesting too, just when it comes to just what's happening in our society right now, what's going on in the news, and I say in the news, but what's happening in our current society right now. So when it comes to just what's going on, it's a lot of crazy shit happening, and it's just like I know we're still going through any like the changes that are happening right now too, especially what happened a few years ago. But just really, right now too in 2023, especially, for, what's the word for it I could put? Just when it comes to just oh my gosh. Just what's happening right now, this what's happening is just really crazy. I mean, with UFOs are happening out there. It's and that's why I keep hearing, on YouTube and on my computer, and just like with the balloons that are out there too. It's just like, and a whole other stuff too. I know, like, with the Super Bowl, with Philly and, Kansas City, it's just like they really played a good game too. So congrats to Kansas City for winning another NFL kind of another Super Bowl victory. I'll just say that, and especially for all the football fanatics out there too. No shade against you guys too. It's just, you guys played a good game, and it's cool to see a good game. Two teams they literally just been practicing and playing out, really doing some hard work in the playoffs, and then boom, they meet at the Super Bowl. It's kind of like the WrestleMania of football per se, or like the World League, for baseball, and the NBA, like the finals, like NBA finals, kind of say, put metaphorically speaking that. So when it comes to that, hopefully you guys recover from that Super Bowl weekend. I mean, the commercials were cool. I mean, say that at least. You probably saw the one with the Flash. Michael Keaton coming back as Batman, which is fucking awesome. And shout out to Michael Keaton. Batman. Kind of watched him. Growing up in the '90s, just for him being Batman also. So just want to share those things when it comes to current events, what's going on in our society and pop culture, etc. But I just want to know from you guys also, for anyone who is listening, especially for those who are listening to this live and listening to the replay of this live stream too. I just want to know how you guys are doing too, and not just to say that, just to say that in general, just really because as a content creator, especially just kind of having that you know um I say big platform too on YouTube, because it's like I have like 528 subscribers on my channel, which is cool. I'm totally grateful for that. It's just like, when it comes to me being a content creator, I just want to connect with you guys to see how you guys are doing as um, a Sui master Reiki healer and a yoga instructor and a wellness consultant too. I'll just say that, a wellness consultant, that has the certifications and, when it comes to, Isui Reiki healing, and, when it comes to, mindful movement also when it comes to yoga as well. So when it comes to that, I just want to tune in to all you guys who are popping in as well, just to see how you guys are doing. Just like if you guys want to share anything when it comes to how you're feeling, what's on your mind. If you want to talk about certain stuff too, if you want to get stuff off your chest. And as a disclaimer, I'm no psychologist, I'm no therapist, I'm no doctor whatsoever. I'm just someone that really cares about people. Despite how world how fucking crazy the world is too. I just have this kind of like um, care for people, just to really just tune into how they're feeling and just really care for them too. Especially people who subscribe to my channel and other people's channels too. So when it comes to that, just really tune into you guys, how you guys are feeling right now. And it's really want to share some stuff too with you guys too. If you're open to just reading and learning new things on a regular basis, whether you are watching this live and watching a replay too of this live stream. So when it comes to what's happening right now too, with all the crazy shit that's happening with the UFOs and what we see and hear on on social media, on TV, etc., it can be so overwhelming. It kind of could put us in a really dark place. So when it comes to that, and just really just hearing that, seeing those kind of things and hearing those kind of things on a regular basis, even though we do our best to just really stay healthy, not just physically but also with our emotionally and mentally too. So when it comes to that, it's just like it can be really fucking tough. I mean, sometimes when we do our best to just make a living and we're just doing our own thing, we kind of hit roadblocks. Like for example, like with me being an Amazon associate, my account got rejected, which kind of sucks. It's like, oh shit, like I do my best to recommend products for people who want to just get them for themselves too, share the link, make a video about it, make a post, and then it's kind of like share it too, with my audience. But it's kind of like that too. So it's kind of like really just being mindfully aware of that too. And that's like the beauty of just like when it comes to, mindfulness too, just being aware of ourselves and just how we're feeling when it comes to certain situations in our lives, whether we hit a roadblock and when it comes to, doing our own thing, just making money or just, doing other kind of stuff too. It can really just be, when it comes to hitting those roadblocks, it can really just put us in a dark place. But it's just like, when we examine that also when it comes to those dark places in our lives, whether we are hitting a roadblock or if we're going through a challenging situation, it can really just be, it could be something challenging, but at the same time, we can also learn from it too. It's kind of like, where we can just, like examine ourselves to just really having that wake up call. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. We could just sit down and observe. And just like when it comes to what I want to share with you guys too, for anyone who is listening to this live stream. So I'm gonna share the screen with you guys too. So let me see if I could put it up here. So there we go. So here's an article that I was just reading too, and especially throughout the weekend too, when it comes to just really, and it's called Instead of Chasing Happiness, Search the Darkness, because it's kind of like what I was talking about too, when it comes to just saying, going through those hard times, those roadblocks. It kind of can really just be overwhelming, where we can just, in those going through those challenging times where we're going through situations with other people or in our society. It's just like we hear stuff on the news, or I say in general. I mean, it's just like it's like you hear stuff about UFOs and hear stuff about surveillance balloons. I don't want to put myself out there, but it's kind of like you just want to keep it real to what's going on out there, and it's just like it's really can be just overwhelming just hearing those kind of things, on a regular basis, especially from other people too. Like if your friends are talking about it, or if your family's talking about it, or on social media, like on YouTube or Instagram. It's just like it could be like, oh my gosh, what the hell? It's like it's like you do your best to just unplug for that. But when you keep hearing it over and over, it can be overwhelming. And especially when it comes to just going through those roadblocks. It's like for anyone who's kind of like, who has that entrepreneur spirit, it's just like going through those, dark times. It's just like, man, it's like wondering if you hit a roadblock to where it's just like, you're trying to, sell some products online and then it kind of you hit a roadblock. It's just like your account's rejected. Or if you just like not making any kind of sales too, or if it's just like no one's, watching your channel or your live streams. I mean, it could really totally, bum us out. And it's just like, for anyone who is going through those kind of challenges, my heart goes out to you. I mean, I've been there before so many times when it comes to hitting those roadblocks. It's just like how we can really just look into that kind of heavy places, and that's like where like shadow work comes in too, when it comes to going, deep within those challenging places, those challenging times. It's just like, when it comes to chasing happiness, there's nothing wrong with that too. Like we all want to be happy. We all want to just say, have a fulfilling life. We want to just look good, feel good, be successful, have some meaningful relationships, and we want to contribute to our communities also. I totally get that for anyone who is an entrepreneur out there, for those who are, working hard out there too, to wherever that you guys are doing too. So when it comes to just, doing that, and especially when it comes to hitting those roadblocks, I mean, I totally, totally get it. So when it comes to that, it's, my heart goes out to you for anyone who is going through those kind of challenges too. And especially, it doesn't have to be career per se too. It could be personal as well. It's just like, in our, oop, slip in my, slip in my own chair. It's just like, going through those kind of challenges, and just like when it comes to, in our personal lives with our friends, with our lovers, it could be like one lover, it could be two. I mean, whoever floats your boat. I mean, it's just like when it comes to relationships, our personal relationships, and whether we are dating someone or dating multiple people, and you know, as well, it's just like we can always hit those kind of roadblocks, and it can really just be a difficult place to endure. But especially when it comes to dealing with that, those heavy places or times in our lives, it's also powerful to really just dive into that from a healthy place of curiosity too. So I just really want to share this article too, and much love to all you people who are popping in. So what's up, Gina? Good to see you. What's good? What's good? What's good? Thank you for being here too. And of course, JR, I can't forget you too. What's good? What's good? What's good? And the lovely Arlene as well. Thank you for being here too. What's good? What's good? And of course, can't forget Kiba too. So thank you guys for being here too, especially for anyone who is taking the time throughout their busy day to just, just being here too, and just really being open to learning new things and interacting with each other too. Even if you guys don't feel like it today too, I totally get it if you're, worn out from the Super Bowl weekend to wherever that's happening out there in our society right now too, in our own communities. So I totally get it. If you just want to listen and learn and just have fun along the way, or just like, wherever that floats your boat, I mean, that is totally, totally cool with me. So, as well. So thank you for being here too. And JR says I like the new. Thank you. I made a fun. I was doing like some fun stuff. I'm just going to share this too before I get to the article. It's just like I was just really I was doing some fun animations when it comes to my old pictures to see what I look like as an animated character. So I was like, oh, that looks pretty fucking cool. So it's kind of like excuse my language for saying that. It's just like, I just want to post it. Post it on my YouTube. You know, my Google accounts, my YouTube account, and it's just like it really looks cool. So it's like, that's me if I was an animation. If I was an anime character or a cartoon or whatever. Too, it's just like it that the pictures itself looks really cool, and it's like what, I'm going to use this as my avatar. So it's like, why not just see how it looks too. So thank you for that, Jr. And it's always good to see you guys too. And Arlene says, I'm making a dream catchers right now. Yeah, that's beautiful. Dream catchers are awesome. I got one too that's hanging around my bed too. So a friend of mine gave it to me for, my birthday in 2022, which is really cool. And dream catchers are awesome too. So that's cool that you're doing that too. That really, you know, it really brings you happiness as well, and it makes you happy. That's just really, really cool. And so, Arlene, She says, great photo. There you go. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I mean, I'm not trying to brag about it too. It's just like you guys like the new photo, especially on like YouTube platform as well. Feel free to comment about it as well. Wherever that floats your boat if you want to share anything too. So it's just, that's awesome too. So appreciate it. Appreciate the compliments too. So fuck, it looks it is. Well, I just really made an animated version of like, it's just like I was using the app, and then it's kind of like I posted a real picture of myself. It looks like an old photo, and it kind of turned out really good. I just really did some, animations, yeah, as well. Just really making some edits on it too, and it looks really cool. So it's like, oh, that's pretty neat. That's lit. So I'm gonna use it. So use it as an avatar. But I appreciate that too. So getting back to what I was sharing too with this article, and especially this article on wakeupworld.com, which is a really cool site if you guys want to learn like want to read some interesting articles when it comes to spiritual topics, wellness topics too, and current event topics too, if you're open to that as well. And this one in particular is by Alethea Luna. So shout out to her, shout out to Wake Up World too. So when it comes to her being a guest writer for wakeupworld.com, as well. I'm going to post a link to the article too, so you guys could read it for yourself, especially for the Valentine's Day weekend too, for anyone who really just wants, to learn how to really just handling those kind of, dark, heavy places in our lives, those, challenging times when it comes to doing that. And really just doing that kind of shadow work too within our own self as well, to really just, understanding what we're going through with the pain, and just really, to really just learn from it, and to just grow and blossom as a beautiful person, whether you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're straight, if you're gay, if you identify yourself as, transgender, LGBTQ, whichever too. So, and, just really when it comes to this article too, there's a lot of, things that she, a lot of stuff that she wrote about too. But I really want to share too when it comes to a video of hers too. So, when it comes to this article, I'm going to play this, quick minute video too that she talks about. I'm going to talk about when it comes to, going through those challenging times, going through the darkness, instead of chasing happiness, chasing the darkness, which is really interesting too. Because it's kind of like, when it comes to chasing happiness, I was explaining, earlier, just when I started this live stream, it's just like we all want to be happy. I mean, just keep it a buck. It's like, even like with me, for example, too, I like to be happy, want to look good, feel good, have some meaningful relationships, and just really, contribute to, my communities, wherever I am at too, or into the planet also, and just really have a fulfilling life. There's nothing wrong chasing happiness. And just like when it comes to, searching the darkness, it's kind of like, it could be like for anyone who's listening to this for the first time, it's like darkness. It's like the fuck. It's like, but if you just really break it down spiritually, it's just like how we can really just handling those kind of challenging times out there. If we are just going through any kind of challenging times with, in our personal lives, when it comes to certain relationships, or in our, professional lives too, when it comes to just, doing some kind of, doing anything that's just, to help you to make a living too. So when it comes to this article also, it's just like, your pain, your darkness, your greatest fears and shadows are the doorway towards your spiritual enlightenment, which is true. That is a good point about that too. And it's just like, she really writes about it too, when it comes to just really understanding the pain that you're going through. So it's kind of like, for example, like you hear stuff on the news, right? Right. When it comes to just certain things that are happening in our society, it's kind of like, the UFOs or the balloons, or when it comes to any kind of dramatic stuff out there, it's like, you don't want, it's like, deep your side with us, it's like you don't want to hear that shit, but it's kind of like, it can make you feel a certain way. Or just like, for example, like, with our own personal lives, if someone is just really, starting shit for no reason, or if they're just, being dramatic, or some other stuff is, being dramatic too, that's certain situations and so on and so forth. It's just like, like life is so unpredictable and crazy and beautiful at the same time. It's just like you never know what's going to happen. So it's kind of like it's really just going through that pain too. And just like if you hit like a roadblock, it's kind of like for example, like say you're like if you're like you didn't make any sales today, if you're trying to share products for people and they don't want to buy too, which is that happens and it kind of sucks. It's like like someone is coming from a place of just wanting to help, but they don't want, like, no one wants to buy the products or offer the services too, and it just happens for a long period of time. It can really suck. It can really just make someone feel a certain way. It can make them judge their own kind of abilities. It's like, am I doing something wrong? It's like, am I just really coming to that place of doubt, which it can really just be a painful experience to deal with. And just like even like with other stuff too, like personally, it's just like it's like, for example, let's say like you have friends who are just I don't know how to make share this too. It's kind of like for example, it's just like your friends are just just talking about certain things, and then it's kind of like you share your thoughts too and when it comes to certain topics. If you're talking about with sports, or we're talking about politics, that could be a really like a conversation starter. But also when it comes to, like, if you guys are having a debate about certain things too, it could really, that could alone too, it's just like sharing your own thoughts is good. But if it gets to a place where it's kind of like you're screaming at each other, you're cussing each other out, you're trying to like convince other people too in a really really crazy way, that could be a painful experience to go to also. And it's kind of like when it comes to just with shadow work, it's just like just really sitting down with ourselves. It's just like like if we like to have debates, and there's nothing wrong just having like a conversation, an open discussion about certain things. We could disagree, we can just really share our own feelings and thoughts about certain things that we love to talk about. But it's kind of like we get to a place where we can just it where it's just like it turns into like a screaming match. It turns to like a like an episode of Jerry Springer or Maury show. If you guys ever seen those shows too, I don't know if they're still on. Also, it's just like we just got to really sit with ourselves. It's like it's like do I want that kind of energy in my life? Or it's kind of like it's kind of like like the beauty of like with mindfulness too, and just like when it comes to being aware of ourselves and with other people too in our environment. It's just like when we're doing shadow work and we just really understand the pain that we're going through right now too, to whatever challenges that are happening in our lives right now too. It's just like we can really just sit with ourselves and just really just tune in and just really recognizing what's going on and just really making the necessary, changes to really just do that. And it can really just be the most painful thing we can all do too, because we're um, as human beings, whether you're a man, if you're a woman, yeah, we're all different, and we just like how we handle things too is totally different. And something that can help for me probably won't help for anyone else too. So it's kind of like really figuring that out for ourselves too, to really just figuring that out, just how we can really just deal with that pain too, and just really doing that from a healthy place. It's kind of like when it comes to just like it's really like if like we have those kind of epiphanies to where we can just realize like did I want this kind of like energy in my life, and it's just like like wondering like why am I always tend to be in those situations, or just like when it comes to just with other kind of things too. I'm probably going through a lot in circles, but if you guys want to share too what I'm sharing too on the screen, you're more than welcome to do so too. And I'm also going to share a quick video for you guys too, if you guys ever want to check out this article for yourself too, and especially this video too that's linked into this article. I think it's by the same person too, so Alethea Luna. So I'm going to see what she has to say in this video, and you're more than welcome to comment on it as well. So let's see if we can play it. And shout out to her also, if you guys ever want to check out the link to this article and the video too that's linked to it. I'll post it in the chat too, so you guys can check it out for yourself, just for food for thought, for the heart. just to really just to read for yourself too, if you guys love to read and listen at the same time. So, but anyways, I'm gonna play this video for you guys too, and feel free to share what you guys think of it too and what you felt from it. Oh, wait. Let me see if you guys could hear it. Hold on. Let me. There you go. So I think I posted. You know, let me go back. I'm gonna restart the video, but I'm gonna play again too, so you guys can hear it. So there we go.
Chasing happy
There we go. There we go.
chasing happiness is a trap because it reinforces the idea that you're broken. It reinforces the idea that you need to get more, do more, be more, have more. But that's a lie. Chasing happiness is what makes you unhappy. We don't realize that though, and we keep going on this hamster wheel of trying to pursue this ideal in the future of what happiness will be like. But chasing happiness makes us unhappy. It reinforces this story that we need to constantly get and do and be more. So instead of doing that, explore your darkness, befriend your darkness, become aware of what it is within you that needs to be embraced and accepted with love and compassion. And that is the doorway towards true and authentic joy.
Hmm. So that was the brief videos that I was gonna mention to you guys too. I know it was kind of hard to hear her too because it's like her voice is so soft, but you guys are more than welcome to check out the video for yourselves too when it comes to just watching her channel also. And it's kind of like when it comes to like the need to just having more and more in our lives. I mean, I can understand where she's coming from when it comes to that because it's kind of like when it comes to just really having more and more. It's kind of like an endless, it's like a crazy thing too. It's kind of like having more and more to what we need to is kind of like with greed. I'm not trying to put no shade on anyone, but it's kind of like if like we say we have $1 million and we have $1 million in our bank, but we want to have more in our lives too, to where we just want to have more and more and more. And it's just like we got to really sit with ourselves. It's like do we need that much? It's kind of like I know I get it, when it comes to, excuse me for let me repeat that. I get it when it comes to um, just pursuing happiness. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Pursuing happiness. We all want to have a fulfilling lives. You want to be happy. You want to be successful. You want to have meaningful relationships. Staying healthy. Wherever that floats our boat for our lives too. It's nothing wrong chasing happiness. It's just like knowing those kind of moments too, to where we just need to just really check ourselves too, to where we just like do we need more of this, do we need more of that, and just like really finding that middle ground too, because it's like the old saying is less is more. So it's kind of like let's say someone has like a nice house. It's like the rooms are nice, they got like a nice hot tub, they got a nice backyard. And it's kind of like they were like successful, but it's kind of like with successful people, like they're success, but it also like they always want to have more per se too. So it's kind of like and but the also with the opposite, it could just like it's just like I say the opposite, but it's kind of like with successful people. It's kind of like they're successful, but they're not like happy to what they have too. It's kind of like like someone has like a nice house, an awesome family, and reputation, but it's kind of like they're not happy from inside too. It's kind of like it's crazy how to explain it. You probably guys know what I'm talking about for anyone who's older than me too. So it's kind of like just sharing that too, and it's just it's just like you probably heard this before too, and I'm trying to break this down the best way that I can too. So it's kind of like want to pursue more, even though we are not. It's like we're successful, but we want to have more too, because it's kind of like we're not happy with what we have too. So it's kind of crazy too that dealing with that, and it's just like that could be painful to experience just because we want to have more in our lives too. But it's kind of like to really just like when it comes to mindfulness, and it's just like a lot of mindfulness teachers, and like with monks who are in certain places too, all over the world. If they're in America, if they're in Asia, and especially too. And it's kind of like just really checking ourselves, just really finding that middle ground to what we want to have in our lives too, and just really checking ourselves too in a very healthy space too. And again, no shade to anyone who is listening. It's just like into like a place to where we can just check ourselves, to where we can just really recognize, like, we're going through those kind of like challenges. If you want more and more in our lives, and or if we're going through any kind of challenges, it's just like, do we need that kind of like, like, do I really need this? How can I, find that middle ground for ourselves too? And just really doing that from a healthy place too, and how we can just do that as well in our own self-care and spiritual journey too, can really just, help us along the way. So it's kind of like whatever situation that we're dealing with, whether we are just, pursuing happiness. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of like, just really asking ourselves too, like, do I need this right now? Do I want to experience this right now? Do I need to, how can I find that middle ground for ourselves to really just understanding the pain, but also turning that pain into pleasure too. So it's kind of like, how we can deal with pain too. It could just be like with physical pain or emotional or mental too. It's just like really doing that kind of challenging work on ourselves when it comes to shadow work. It's kind of like going, going deep into those challenging places, those darker, I say darker places, those darker, challenging times. And it's just like, we can really just, realize to appreciate the light more when once we going through those kind of challenging places too. So I'm sorry if I went so many directions when it comes to this article, but I was just really trying to get my point across out there too. And I'm going, there's a lot of stuff that she shared too in this article that you guys can really check out for yourselves too. So it's just like, what really it's just like Boss is sharing below too. I'm gonna, I'm just really scrolling down too, just really fast. So it's just like if anyone wants to read this for themselves too, and just like, like I was talking about too, just really appreciating our inner light. Because like when we're going through those challenging times, we can appreciate, our inner light even more too, especially in our own self-care and spiritual routine. So if you guys want to check out this, article by, oh, Alethea. I'm saying her name right, Alethea Luna. So it's really cool, interesting stuff that she's talking about too. If you guys disagree too, you're more than welcome to share that respectfully too. So when it comes to this article, I'm gonna highlight it too. So see if I could stop sharing the screen. And here we go. So there we go. So yes. So yes, if you guys want to share your feelings and thoughts about this article too, I'm going to post a link to it in the chat. So much love to all you people who are just here and watching this live and watching a replay too. So here is the link to the article that I'm going to share too. I might post this too in the description below, so if you guys want to read this article again and check it out for yourselves too, you're more than welcome to do so. And much love to all you guys too. So, for anyone who is, here. And Arlene says, my rule for the summer for on the island is no politics or news. Yeah, I feel you, Arlene. It's just like when it comes to, politics, that's like a touchy subject. That's like a double-edged sword. And it's kind of like with me too, because like I like to talk about a lot of topics, but if it gets to a point where it gets like, we get having debates where we're just having shouting matches with each other and trying to prove each other right too. And it's like, it like the question is like, do we want to like deal with that kind of, that kind of pain too? It's like, do we want to deal with that right now? So it's kind of like, I totally feel you if you want to just cut all that politics and news out of your life too. So I feel you on that. I totally feel you. And hello, Linda. Good to see you. What's good? What's good? Thank you for being here too. And all you lovely people who are showing up too. Viviani also. Good. Wait, Viviani's here too. So what's up, Viviani? Good to see you. What's good? What's good? Thank you for being here too. So Oh, you're welcome. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed that too, the article that I read too. And it's it's funny. I love to read because I love to keep my mind I love to learn new stuff every single time too. If I'm reading about topics, when it comes to current events, spirituality. I mean, I'm a madman with this too. When it comes to this shit. Excuse my language, but it's kind of like if you guys are enjoying that too, you guys are more than welcome to share too. I just like to, if I want to share something with you guys, and just really giving the people who create these articles and videos too a shout out also, and just really help promote them too, and just really just for people to if you want to learn something new and just really be entertained at the same time. So it's kind of like I'm a madman when it comes to that, when it comes to sharing respectfully from a healthy place. It's just yeah, I mean, even just now too, as I'm talking, my lips freaking dry too. So also, if anyone like say like for example wants like a message for today too, if they want like a personal message for today or it's like a spiritual message for today too, feel free to post your questions in the chat at any time because when it comes to people what they want to experience for this live stream, I just want to provide for my folks. So like if you guys want like a personal message for today, or if you guys want like a spiritual message for today too, you're more than welcome to share. Post your questions in the chat too. For anyone who is live right now too. So especially if like if you guys are open to just saying like a you know like a quick meditation like before we do like the collective reading too, if you guys are open to that, feel free to feel comfortable, stay tuned also. But if you guys want like a message for today too right now, I'm open to pulling some cards for you guys too. So if you guys have any specific questions, if you guys want to have like a message for today too for your Valentine's Day weekend, or if you're just in general, feel free to share too. Post your questions in the chat, and I will definitely will pull some cards for you too. So yes. So if that was too much, also just feel free to let me know also. So, and if my camera quality kind of changes, it's pretty kind of cloudy out there. So the sun is bright right now, but sometimes it'll dim down too. So it's like very cloudy and very, the weather's kind of wacky right now in California, especially in Southern California. So just putting that disclaimer out there. So let's see here. If anyone wants a card for today or have any specific questions, feel free to post your questions too. Or if you guys just want me to post some cards for the collective, or we can just do like a meditation, whatever floats your boat. So, you know, anyways, just gonna wait to see if anyone has any questions, or I can just pull some cards for the collective. I mean, wherever that floats your boat, guys. I mean, I am totally here for you guys too. So, going once, going twice. Gonna give you guys a few seconds. I'm not sure if you see any questions. So, well, I'll just pull some cards for the collective. So I don't see any other questions, which is cool. I mean, if you guys ever, because I'm doing a live stream tomorrow too. So, um, oh, thanks. You guys are really commenting on my new thumbnail, so it's cool. I appreciate that. And it's just an old picture that I animated, customized too. So, if you guys, I appreciate the likes on my avatar too, which is cool. I mean, I have no problem with that, but I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Okay, Linda, I understand. No problem. So I'll just post some cards for the collective, and then we can do like a fun meditation to help you guys to ground and set an intention for this week too. Going one, two, three. Yeah, I get it. Going 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So I'm gonna pull some cards for the collective, just for anyone who is watching this too. So let's see if I can just cards for the collective. Just really doing that for you. Anyone who is listening. All right, so anyone who is listening and just watching this live, watching a replay. All right. All right, cool. You guys are cool with that. All right, cool. All right, collective reading and meditations. All right, because I know Mondays are like I know, well, you gotta take care of our shit, take care of our stuff day too. So I get it. So Mondays aren't our usual days to just interact. I totally get it. So I'm just really feeling what the universe is just that's around me too. So I'm not even thinking of it. I'm just rolling, just blowing with it. So you guys just open to collective reading, that is totally fine with me. And so, all right. What is the next message for the collective today? We can have here too. So, yeah, right? Mondays are like, ugh, fucking Monday. I totally get it. I totally get it. Mondays are our ugh days. So Mondays should be ugh days. It's like, ugh, Mondays. We got to get up, put our uniforms on, and it's just like, we love our families, people that we care about. So sometimes Mondays are like, ugh, we gotta just do this shit day. So I totally feel you. I totally feel you. So yes, jumper card. You saw that too, didn't you? Right? Jumpers are indicators right there. So always pay attention because I usually when I shuffle, it's like I don't even think. I just go with the flow. It's like when if I cards just start flying like Gambit from the X-Men, it's like, hey, that's something to take to notice. So hey, I learned this from different readers over the years, and just like I was like, that is some true shit right there. So anyways, yes, jumper card. Yes, indeed, So for anyone who is listening for today too, especially for this UG Monday too, so I got 3 cards for us that we can all take for today too, to really just to integrate into our Valentine's Day weekend and just for our day in general too. So if any of these messages resonate for anyone who is watching this too, for anyone who is watching this live, for anyone who is watching the replay too, the first card that you can really just take for today too, it's just like really just seeking out anything that just really resonates with you too, or just like seeking out in general too. So wherever that you're looking for, wherever that you're seeking to, when it comes to just with anything, it could be from goals, could be really when it comes to just with anything too, when it comes to like our goals, our clarity, it's really noticing that also just really seeking that out from a healthy place. It's kind of like what this woman too is doing the warrior 3 variation. And it, to some it looks painful to her, but maybe it could feel comfortable for her just doing that pose. But when it comes to breaking down, this message too, when it comes to seeking, and just like when it comes to, really noticing what you're looking for, also when it comes to, what we want to experience for today, what we want to have in our lives too, just really noticing that also, just really, notice that, what you're seeking is really looking for you too. So if you're looking for clarity, if you're looking for, peace of mind, wherever that that you want to experience for yourself today too, for your weekend, just really know that it's also looking for you too. So because we when it comes to our hearts, our minds, and our bodies, it knows what it wants also, and just really noticing that also when it comes to what we want to seek in our lives too, just really paying attention to that from a healthy place. And just like when it comes to just really being open to really just creating those kind of peaceful moments within ourselves too. Just like when it comes to creating that kind of peaceful moments for ourselves. And just like when it comes to this, message too, just like when it comes to seeking things out. So it's just really noticing that also. But if you just want to seek out those peaceful moments for ourselves too, really find that clarity, just like when it comes to just really seeking out those peaceful moments for ourselves for our weekend. And there's nothing wrong with that too. So it's kind of like, seeking out those peaceful moments for ourselves. And it's like when it comes to our bodies, when it comes to our hearts, when it comes to our minds, when it comes to our relationships, relationships with our, community, our environments, ourselves, other people, just really noticing that also when it comes to seeking wherever that you're seeking out there for our lives too. And just like when it comes to those peaceful moments, just really, being like just really being open to bringing that peaceful moments within yourself too, when it comes to your own self-care and spiritual journey. And just like when it comes to the last message that I have for you guys also, when it comes to destroying. So when it comes to destroying also, when it comes to this powerful masculine message from Shiva, and just like Shiva, I think it's Hindu also, if I'm not mistaken. It's just like when it comes to destroying, like a metaphor, just respectfully saying this, when it comes to destroying, is kind of like decluttering too. So it's kind of like decluttering, just like when it comes to just really getting rid of anything that's just really no longer needed. Just like when it comes to decluttering, just like, if we need to just say clean up our house, declutter anything, get rid of stuff that's no longer needed, that's holding us back. Just really doing that from a healthy space as well. Just really taking action to just really, I say destroying, but also like when it comes to metaphorically speaking, it's just like declutter, destroying, just really get rid of anything that's really holding us back, even if it's like relationships too. So when it comes to just like, if you want to stop watching the news or want to stop listening to politics or just like, you want to listen to any kind of dramatic stuff, that's a good way to just really, decluttering, just really get rid of anything that's no longer needed, that's holding us back, that's really making us feel heavy. So it's kind of like, connecting with the other two cards also when it comes to these messages for the collective today too, just like really just seeking out any, just really noticing just when it comes to wherever that you're seeking, or wherever that we're seeking as well when it comes to our own lives, to where we can just understand that wherever that we're seeking is just really looking for us also when it comes to clarity, peace of mind, etc., happiness, joy, you know etc. Just really notice, understanding that to wherever that we're seeking is really looking for us also from a spiritual perspective. And just like when it comes to being open to creating those kind of peaceful moments for yourself too, just really being open to doing that from within. So really just taking the time for yourself throughout your busy day, throughout your busy week, to just really doing your best to bring those peaceful moments for yourself from within when it comes to this message. And just really taking the time to take action to declutter, get rid of anything that's holding you back. So when it comes to decluttering, just really getting rid of anything that's holding us back, from our own spiritual growth or overall growth too. Just really decluttering, get rid of anything that's really just holding us back. Just really doing that from a healthy place as well, to where we're not hurting ourselves, hurting other people, and just really decluttering, get rid of anything that's really just holding us back. So if these messages resonate with anyone who is watching this live stream too, much love to all you guys too who are watching as well. And maybe these cards really benefit you too. So when it comes to these three powerful oracle cards for today too, just to help you throughout your weekend, throughout your day, and etc. So hopefully these messages were helpful too when it comes to that. I'm just gonna leave these beautiful, beautiful cards here too. And if you guys are open to getting doing like a quick meditation, just when it comes to just really grounding ourselves and to really help you set that intention for today too, feel free to get comfortable. I will be right back just to stretch out my arms, get something to drink too. Then we'll go with our meditation and start our busy day. So we will be right back. Yes, these definitely beautiful messages. Thank you for that, Gina. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, especially for anyone who is listening also. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And we will be right back. So we'll put on something good for you guys to listen to. We'll be right back. welcome back. Thank you guys for continuing to listen, and especially during this meditation time. Also, just for anyone who is open to just to ground our energy and to set a beautiful intention for today too. And the whole purpose of any kind of meditation practice is to really just be comfortable with ourselves, to really just be present with ourselves in stillness when you, whether you are sitting on your chair, if you're laying down on your floor, or you're just really, you know, whatever that you're doing. Also, if you're reading a book, if you're just like playing your game too, just really being present with ourselves too, to where we can really come to a place of, stillness to really just be aware of ourselves, to how we're feeling, how our body feels, how our heart feels, how our mind feels also, because we experience a lot of energy when it comes to our own bodies, our hearts, and our minds. It's just really being aware of that also, and just really practicing that in our own way too. Can really just be powerful, powerful experience. Even if it feels difficult for anyone who's new to meditation also, just really taking the time for yourself, whether you're new to meditation or if you're just experienced when it comes to meditation, just really doing your best to just really being comfortable with yourself, and just to really being comfortable with yourself to just really to come to a place of stillness, to really just relaxing the body, relaxing the heart, relaxing the mind the best way that we can also. And to simply do that, just really taking the time right now to just really feeling comfortable within your seat. If you want to just look around in our environment, stretch out our legs, cracking our knuckles. If we need to just look at our surroundings, look to the left and just look to the right, look behind us too. Wherever that helps us to feel safe and comfortable in our meditation practice, feel free to do so. And when you guys are ready, you can just take the time for yourselves to just close your eyes for these moments. To really just really feel like what you're feeling right now when it comes to your own body, when it comes to your heart, when it comes to your mind. Just really fully experiencing that. And just really being present with yourself to just really experience that for yourself too. To just really to feel what you're feeling right now when it comes to your body, when it comes to your heart, when it comes to your mind. Just really experiencing that, and just really, really just experience that, and just really being comfortable with ourselves to just really come to a place of stillness, to ground our energy, and to just really ground our energy the best way that we can, just when it comes to coming to that place of stillness. Just really taking the time for ourselves to just really being aware of our own breath. And the breath alone can help us, fulfill our body, fill our bodies with new energy in ways that can really just help us to bring in some new energy, and to really help us to release anything that's no longer needed. And how we can really just be aware of our own breath simply just by taking a deep breath in with the nose. Taking that deep breath in with the nose, just breathing in from the belly, just feeling your body expand and rise at the same time as we are taking that deep breath in with the inhale, connecting with the belly, with the heart, with your throat, just feeling your whole energy in your body expand and rise at the same time. And when you're ready to release, just exhaling the breath out through the mouth or through the nose, whichever that helps you. Just really letting the breath flow naturally without having to force it, without having to be a certain way. Just really letting the breath flow naturally when we are just simply taking that deep breath in with the inhale, and then releasing the breath out with the exhale. Just releasing the breath out through the mouth or through the nose, whichever that feels comfortable for us for our own meditation practice. And just really visualizing that for yourself. When you're having our eyes closed, really just feeling that from the inside with your body, with your heart, and just really just exploring that also, really connecting with your breath, taking that deep breath in with the inhale. If you want to inhale the breath a little bit more, just to really hold it in for how many counts as you wish, you're more than welcome to do so. Just really doing that from a healthy place to where you can just take in that deep breath when you're inhaling with the nose. And then when you're ready to release, just exhaling the breath out through the mouth or through the nose, whichever that feels comfortable for you. And just really having fun exploring that. Just really allowing your own breath to just flow naturally without having to force it. So it's kind of like when you're just taking that deep breath in with the inhale, and then exhaling the breath out through the mouth or through the nose, whichever that feels comfortable for you. Just really having fun exploring that. Just really feeling that within your body, with your heart, and just really visualizing that too, how it feels to you when it comes to setting that beautiful intention for yourself today. And whichever intention that you want to set for yourself today, just really visualizing that for yourself when you are just taking that deep breath in. You want to breathe in new clarity, peace of mind, whichever that just pops up for you too, to really just bring in that new energy for yourself. And when you're ready to release, just let go of anything that's no longer um, ho- um, ho- that's no longer resonating with us. Just exhaling the breath out through the mouth or through the nose, whichever that feels comfortable for you. And just really exploring that for yourself. Just really visualizing how the breath feels to you when it comes to breathing that in for that intention that you want to set for yourself. And when you're ready to release, just to release anything that's holding you back that you want to let go of, just really exhaling the breath out through the mouth or through the nose, whichever that feels comfortable for you. as we are continuing to allowing the breath to just flow naturally as it is by simply taking that deep inhale with our own breath, just allowing the breath to just fill us up with new energy to help us set that beautiful and powerful intention that we want to set for ourselves today. Just really breathing that in, allowing it to fill us up with new energy for our hearts, for our throats, for our minds, for our entire body, our overall well-being. And when we're ready to release anything that's no longer needed, that's holding us back, simply by just exhaling the breath out through the mouth or through the nose, whichever that feels comfortable for you. And just really letting that breath flow naturally as it is, simply just by being aware of it and just really going with the flow with your own breath, simply by just taking that deep breath in with the inhale and letting the breath out slowly, exhaling that breath out to help you to release anything that's holding us back that you want to let go of, centering that towards the earth, towards the universe, whichever that feels comfortable for you. And just really taking the time for ourselves as we are simply taking that deep breath in with ourselves to bring in that new energy and to just really bringing that new energy in with that inhale and then releasing the breath out with the exhale just to release anything that's no longer needed. Just really taking the time for yourselves to really just thank in the heart and thanking yourselves for taking the time to really just ground your energy and to really set that beautiful intention for yourselves today. And always remember that we have the ability and the power to do this powerful form of self care at any time. So, whether we are busy in our lives or if we're just going through those beautiful, beautiful moments, also, just always know that we have the ability and the power to practice this beautiful form of self care. And how we do that also is ours alone. No one can take that away from you, and that is yours to claim. Whether you're a man, if you're a woman, however you identify yourselves, just always know that we have the ability and the power to practice this beautiful form of self care at any time in our lives. And so, as we are just taking the time for ourselves to just simply taking that deep breath in with the inhale, just feeling the body, just allowing the breath to just flow naturally as it is, simply by just taking that deep inhale. And when we're ready to release, just exhaling the breath out through the mouth or through the nose, whichever that feels comfortable for us. And when you're ready and finishing taking your last few breaths, just really taking the time for yourselves to simply just being aware of your own body also, to really just move the energy around. If you need to stretch out your toes, your ankles, your legs, your arms, you're more than welcome to do so to help you move the energy around with your own body. And when you're ready, you can come back and open your eyes. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed that meditation, especially adding some new sounds to it too. So if you heard this, that was the steel tongue drums. So if you guys have enjoyed that kind of, musical instrument too, so feel free to comment at any time if that sounded good to you. If it wasn't, if it was too uncomfortable, feel free to share because sometimes with meditations could be the most challenging or the most rewarding practices that we can all do too. But if we are just to learn more about it, also just really practicing just meditating also, and how we do that also, if we want to sit in our chairs, lay down on our floor, or just reading something too. It can really just meditation can come in so many forms. But hopefully, this one I provided for you guys too was very helpful, and it hopefully brought you some joy and some food for thought also when it comes to guarding your own energy too. So, and again too, if you guys have missed the collective messages for this week too, so I'm going to share these cards one more time. So the first message that I pulled for the collective is just to really seeking things out to anything that we want to seek out, just really noticing that also within our own lives to know that whatever that we're seeking is also looking for us too from a from a healthy place, as well. So just really knowing that wherever that you're seeking is always also looking for you too. So when it comes to certain goals or any kind of clarity for us too, just really knowing that wherever that we're seeking is also looking for us too. And just like being open to just creating those peaceful moments within our own lives also from within, just when it comes to our own spiritual journey, just when it comes to just creating that inner peace for ourselves too from within, just really creating that in our lives too. And how we do that also is ours alone. So being open to creating that inner peace for ourselves, just really doing that for from a healthy place as well, just creating that inner peace as well. And just really taking the time for ourselves to just really get rid of anything that's just really holding us back as well. Just like when it comes to with this message, when it comes to destroyer, destroying, it's kind of like a metaphor for just really decluttering, get rid of anything that's just really holding us back. And just when it comes to get rid of anything that's holding us back, and just like where that's no longer needed too. So doing that from a healthy place of just decluttering, get rid of anything that's just really holding us back, just really taking action to do so from a healthy place. And so, if those messages resonate with you too, and if you guys have enjoyed the meditation as well, you're more than welcome to, comment on it at any time as well. And thank you guys for being here too throughout your busy week, throughout your busy day too, just really being here too. I really do appreciate everyone who is takes the time to just drop by and support too. Excuse me. And I know that, we are so busy for watching a whole bunch of live streams, if we're just doing other work, if we need to take care of our families and responsibilities. I get it. So, but I do really do appreciate everyone who takes the time throughout their busy day to just listen to just really, just when it comes to, going through those journeys too. If you want to learn something new or just really going on that journey, just when it comes to self exploration, when it comes to meditation as well. And if you guys ever want to reach out to me too, if you guys want to collab with me, if you guys want to send me any kind of questions, feel free to check out the forums below too in the description as well. And I also will link the article that I've shared too when it comes to, when it comes to appreciating the darkness as well. So when it comes to that, I'll share the link to the article that I was sharing earlier in this live stream in the description below too. As well as if you guys ever want to check out my Linktree at any time, if you guys want to add me on social media, if you guys want to check out my exclusive content and services on Patreon, or if you guys just want to check out my wish list too, if you want to send me something too, which is cool. You guys don't have to, but if you guys want to, that is totally cool also. Feel free to do so. And much love to all you guys too who are watching this and listening to this, on the replay as well, and especially for anyone who is new to my channel also. And I will be going live tomorrow too for the after hour show, the Valentine's Day edition. So if you guys want to talk about talk about certain things when it comes to relationships and just have a spicy and creative and fun relationship reading too, feel free to tune in tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Pacific time for the After Hour Conversations Valentine's Day edition. So, that's a lot to say, but if you guys want to tune in tomorrow just to hang out with me on Valentine's Day night, feel free to do so. Yeah, much love to all you guys too who are listening right now, and for those who are definitely listening to replay too. And may we continue to practice self-care that could benefit not only us, but our loved ones and our whole environment also. So, anyone who is going live later on today too, big shout out to all the content creators who are doing powerful things. Wherever you guys are, if you guys are watching this too, no shade to anyone who is doing powerful things on YouTube as well. I just have nothing but love for you guys too, even with my enemies too. I mean, I have nothing against them too. If like someone has some shade against me, I'm not gonna take no put my energy towards it because I have no shade to them. And I kind of let that go a long time ago. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'm looking forward to hang out with you guys tomorrow or later on tonight too. So, anyways, peace, much love, namaste. All right, let's see here. Where is that button? Oh, anyways, and before I go to, if anyone wants like to hook them up with essential oils or essential oil related products too to help them with their own self care routine, just to help them with their own energy as well, or anything else too, feel free to check out my doTERRA page too. And if you guys want like a Reiki, like a distance Reiki session too, or if you guys are open to like a yoga, restorative yoga or vinyasa and yoga nidra class too on on Zoom. Also, feel free to check out my Patreon also, which is in my Linktree too. So, and even my artwork too, if you guys want to check out my artwork on deviantart.com. So, anyways, much love to you guys, and I'll let you guys go. Peace. Namaste.